Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Harakah, Hakudash. And double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Well, Shalom to you, Akim, that puts the word across the four corners of this globe without truth and sincerity. Bahashim, Harakah, Hakudash. And, everybody's all tuned into the major controversy, on what's been transpiring throughout the whole week, and how about the Lord is moving a major chess move, against Esau, because right now, pretty much with the, Esau, these elites, they're pretty much, using controlled opposition, by using these celebrities, sellouts, and that's pretty much Esau's MO. Matter of fact, bring out this precept, 1 Corinthians. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. But Satan should get an advantage of us, and we are not ignorant of his devices. That's pretty much, us that's, that's not, caught up in the emotions of what's going on. The majority of our people, are caught up in the emotions of this, man. And once again, this is all of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, because the Lord did say, that who shall rile Judah up? The Lord is, stirring up the minds of Judah, man. The minds of, our people, and they keep putting on this black narrative, this whole black narrative, this black thing, man. What about the so-called Latinos? The so-called Native American Indians? The confusion of face Israelites, man. Like, what about them? But Esau, he's using these bought and paid for sellouts, to keep on putting, the main focus on just, being black. No, man. Because it's true, it's not dealing with, a skin color thing. But, I'm going to get this precept. And, it's lucky. Verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So the Lord commanded his prophets to come out here and speak into the ears of our people. Jake knows about this truth, man. The Lord is only dealing with his prophets. Jake may see all these different, groups out here, all these different Israelite groups, IOIC, ISPK, and all them, but those aren't the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Those aren't the true men of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Once again, man, the Lord's only dealing with his servants, the prophets. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is only dealing with his servants, the prophets, man. And not, the vast majority you know, of our people, man. Even Jake that's called themselves Israelites, man. Jake that woke up to the fact on who they are, but they ain't coming through the straight gate, man. That's the thing. Right now, the Lord, you know, He's doing the heavy lifting, so to speak, by using these celebrities to pretty much, to have Jake, follow back on what it is that these celebrities are saying. And the main point of them receiving the backlash from Esau, coming out against them on who they are, and that they aren't the true people, proves the point. And Jake is being roused up, all up in the comments talking about, man, this shit is bullshit, man. Pretty much, as far as Kyrie, he didn't say anything at all. Kyrie literally never said anything, man. And the mainstream, fucking peon media is trying to, enforce an answer upon him by painting him as this, so-called anti, SEM, and he responded back, by saying, I can't be anti-SEM if I know where I come from. So Jake's waking up, man, and more and more Jake that into the basketball world, everybody likes Kyrie, almost every Jake likes Kyrie Irving, So when it comes to basketball, he's like the debatable, top point guards in the league as of today. Everybody knows that. He's super famous. He's everybody loves him. Same as Kanye. Hey man, if you don't know about Kanye West for the past 10 years, and this is the Lord's doing. This is Yahweh Shimi Outside's doing. And they're trying to paint this image upon them as if they're unlearned. They're just stupid, ignorant. And they just being put as that label, as that that black conscious, whatever type shit. But Jake is catching on to Esau's tactics, man. You got them coons, Charles Barkley and Shaq and fucking Stephen A. Smith, all trying to down this nigga. Which is bro, this is complete outrageous, man. Like where did the term anti-Sem, just randomly popped out of nowhere off a link to a documentary that he just shared on his fucking his Twitter. But hey, we understand, man. How about Shimi Outside is rising up Jake, and the elder Martazak from the main camp, he did a lesson on pretty much the look on Kyrie's face at the interview. The look on his face was like a look of disdain against these niggas. Like, you know what? I'm not scared of you. And, hey, he even said that. He was like, I used to be scared of coming out, and saying against the truth in front of the press conference, but now I'm no more scared no more. Hey, we're at the end, man. The Lord did say, when this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, and then shall the end come. I forgot to get that. This is Matthew 24. Matthew 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. And then shall the end come, man. For a witness, man. All the nations are, know something about, the Hebrew Israelites. Esau trying to put in that, that black in there. So what about the northern tribe, man? It's not a fucking black thing, man. Even got Jake using that notion, man. Just fucking Jake all over the TikToks. Jake all over the TikToks, putting their 2 cents, talking about, how their opinions on the link or what Kyrie posted and shit. Saying how this all ties into Black Hebrews. No, man. You know, this is not a black thing, man. Judah is the head tribe of the nation, but see, that one tribe doesn't make the whole nation, man. You got the whole 11 tribes, man. You got Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Manasseh, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Zebulun, Naphtali, Reuben, Gad, Issachar. I'm missing one more. Oh, and Asher. I'm saying, like, bro, you can't, just fucking count off the rest of the tribes, man. You can't just extinguish the rest of the tribes, man. I'm saying this is the part of the truth, man. How do you know that northern kingdoms are part of the tribe also? Well, hey, ask your boy fucking Cristobal Colon, because himself, was a small hat, and he even knew that, that the northern tribes, him even, prior to him coming to, over here to the Americas on his, his voyage, his journey, he had Hebrew interpreters, to break down, the certain points, for him to go, and even, a chariot led him over here, man, and he already knew, man, he knew that the northern kingdom was over here already in the Americas, man, so-called Mexicans, so-called Seminole Indians, and so-called Native Americans, he knew y'all was over here, man, and the islands, and the whole Hispaniola region, the so-called Puerto Ricans, you Haitians, West Indians, he knew, that Jake was over here, man, and Second Esdras can back that up also. I believe it's Second Esdras 14. Bear with me. Second Esdras 13, verse 40. Verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. That's here in the Americas, man. You know, the western parts of the world, you know, nobody ever dwelt over here, man. You know, prior to the northern tribes, you know, dwelling over here. That they might keep their keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. You know, so they left the mainland, which is Israel, you know, and went over there in ships to keep the law, statutes, and commandments over there, which later on, they failed to keep. And that's history. Go into the Aztec history, with them, human sacrifices and and all types of wicked shit. And cannibalism. A good movie to watch is Apocalypto. Those are Israelites doing that shit, man. With them weird piercings and shit, wooden piercings to their nose and shit, stone piercings through their ears, and weird shit. Verse 43. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. Through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsaroth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. And that's how Jay got over here, man. This place was already inhabited before. So this nigga, like Christopher Columbus, or his real name, Cristobal Colon, he didn't discover nothing, man. This was already discovered, by the Northern Kingdom. But here this nigga come, got a whole fucking holiday named after him and shit. And you had the fucking Mayflower and shit. Just come over here and make treaties and dominate the people and take over their whole land and rob them of their own habitation, man. To this day, this place is still established, man, based off their bloods, sweat, and corpses, man. Based off the pain and atrocity and the pillage of our people, man. The niggas want to talk about a fucking Holocaust, man. This is why, man. See, Esau can double back upon these niggas that sign his contracts, and take his money. Hey, that nigga, what's it called, was right. Charles Barkley was right, on him, saying his opinion towards Kyrie. Pretty much, because, the NBA commissioner, he's a small hat himself. He a small hat himself. And he was saying how, you ain't just gonna, take my money, and say these type of so-called anti-SEM things. Yeah, man. Don't you forget, you're a slave. You niggas signed the contract to, to comply. And what the fuck, this devil wants you to do? And look how they did this nigga Kanye, man. How the fuck you have billions of dollars, and just like that, because of your opinions, that you stand on and believe on, they can really take your, your worth savings and shit. Just take billions of dollars and just fucking strip it away from you. That's because you niggas, signed the contract. Hey, you're embedded with this nigga, so you can do whatever the fuck he wants. He gives you these contracts for you to fucking sign. And you being ignorant, unless you have, a lawyer to deal with these, to actually read these contracts thoroughly, you just fucking, say fuck it, sign away,